Hello everybody, today is Tuesday and I did not check the date, the 7th of February, and it is a sunny day. I get a buzzing feeling in my head because too much light, that's why I'm wearing my sunglasses inside. And just a little what happened the last few days. On Sunday, I went to the emergency vet with Zilli because she had something weird with her mouth. There was also goo coming out, but they didn't see what it was, but it was very expensive because just when you go on a Sunday, you pay 150 emergency tax, and then the treatment was 44.40. So that was that. And she just checked stuff, and I thought maybe she had something in her mouth. But there was nothing, so we could exclude that. And she didn't give any antibiotics or did do anything, just to wait and see what happens. And then on Monday, she ate less and less. So I made another appointment with a vet down there. And then I could go there and leave her there. They did a little sedation because at the emergency vet, they could not look that properly into her mouth because she didn't like it. And then they found nothing either, but they saw it was a bit red under the tongue. And then they gave her antibiotics with a syringe. So I don't have to give her anything. And it's stuff that's still helping her, and it's getting better. So that was that. I was very worried. It was annoying. And then because my dad had to get me back to get the cat, because I brought her there by myself, but it's very steep hill to take her back, and for that I took the dad taxi. And then Mom had a great idea with a trolley. Could be used on a bike or just as a stroller thingy. So I did order a thing, and I show you that picture now. So this is the cool thingy, and maybe I can also use it for the suitcase market. I don't know if I have mentioned that already. And now Tuesday, I spent some time puzzling. So I have Bambi nearly assembled. This is the thumper. There's the rest of Bambi there. And now I want to assemble it on the table. And this time I do it without the tablecloth. I just put a sticker there. Hey, Mousy. And now I'm trying to put all of that in the other room. It's gonna be fun. And then I go on there. So here it is, as much as I have. And I need to take a break because I just got a text from Millie, an old friend. And she has been asking for cards already last week, and I made her a few to show her boss, and then she will decide if they want more of that. And now she came with another request, and if possible this week. So I'm going to try to make a congratulation to some kind of entering in a championship or something for a cook. So let's try that. I notice when I get stress, I block completely. And then I told her I can do that for Friday. And she said, yeah, Friday's fine. But now that she's fine with that, I might be able to do that sooner. So I just sent her those pictures, if those would be all right. Like this one is a victory pose. And then some of the cooking supplies. And she said, yes, that's good, because that reminds of Ratatouille, the movie with the mouse. So that's perfect. I did not think of that. And I want to do something with foiling, and now I need to copy the text to my computer, print it out, and try something. Oh, so quiet. So I fed her over there, and she just happens to sit like that. So cute. Sitting at the table, nearly properly with a chair. Yeah. And she's better. And they also shaved her chin to see if this stuff under the tongue would also have a goo depot further out, but there was nothing. They punctuated it or something. So it is Wednesday morning, 7:30. I'm up since 7 because my arms fell asleep, my hands. So I got up, and yesterday I went on puzzling, but I still started another part on the small table. I started with the daisies and found many pieces for the Bambi's leg. So I can take those today and find a spot. Here I'm just assembling the yellows of the flowers and maybe more. And yesterday I had a mishappening with my warm water bottle. It spilled all over. I think it's broken. Now today I don't see the hole, but yesterday there was definitely one. And then my pants got wet. Then I thought it was all fine. Went back on my couch and realized that the blanket I had was soaking wet. Just one corner, and then that went onto my pants again, or like in between the leg when you squeeze it when you go down. And then my pants was very wet. And I had to get up again, get a new blanket. So, and though that is as thrilling as my stories get. And I like boring stories. Boring or funny. Yeah. Oh, she eats it all. So quiet. Oh, it was so bad on last week. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And it's better since yesterday. I'm glad. And I finished the card. Just I put the name of the boy on it, and he got accepted in the national Swiss cooking equipe, something like that. So he gets a card from me. I'll show you. I don't know if I've told you about my old neighbor who has his stuff in my basement because he went to Thailand for half a year and then he came back. And then he was here a few weeks ago and we talked about when he gets his stuff back. And now I just got the message that he died. And I wasn't that close with him, and I'm more... He said it a lot, in case he dies, because he often said he's not the youngest anymore, and in case he dies, I could just call the Salvation Army and get rid of his stuff. And then he was here, and we said he has a flat now, for the first time, his own flat in Winterthur, and that he would get his stuff in February. And I thought he would get his stuff, and now I still have his stuff, because I already wrote him before he goes back to Thailand or something, that I don't want his stuff here anymore. So he needs to get it, because he was a bit very open with making plans to get that stuff. That's why he came over and told me that his flat is only available in February. Yeah. And now his sister is on the way to Switzerland somehow. I'm going to talk with my neighbor over there. It's his friend, actually. He lived with him for a while. And then he came back from Thailand and he couldn't move back in there, which I thought he would do. So that's why I said it's okay to have my basement. Also funny is that I said, yes, sure, he can have my basement. And then afterwards I thought, how stupid am I? Or is it very stupid to do that? What could happen? Or why doesn't one do that more often? Because he was very relieved and he didn't want his stuff in his basement. And yeah, this is now one of the reasons what could happen. But I'm not emotional or anything. I'm a bit worried about that I have to talk to my neighbor and his sister. And I'm not emotional about that at all. So, and now my alarm clock is going. And I have to mail the letter for Melly. And then I wait for my parents outside to go shopping. And I made them 2 cards as well for births. And also I bought a Autobahn vignette for the auto street, the highway. We need a plaque, something. And I'm giving that to him today as a thank you for driving me around with my cat. And he might not need it, but in case he ever needs to use the highway, I don't know if that's the word, then he already has the plaque. Doesn't need to get it. So, see you later. It's now the next day, Thursday, and this morning Benji came over and we looked at the basement with the stuff from Joachim. And also I know now he had a heart aneurysm, so that should be quite quick. But it's very bad for the neighbor. He hasn't seen him anymore since he was back, and yeah. And again, as I said, I don't know him very much. He asked me if he could use my basement, and I said yes, and that's why we had little contact. And his sister will be coming over at some point, and her and him gonna go through the stuff in the basement and then see what's happening with that. And that is that situation. And here's my puzzle update. I'm having not such a good day. I did all those flower things in the other room, and now I put them here because I didn't get further, but I'm quite happy how far I got with the skunk and everything. Now I've lost my paper. My cheat sheet. Maybe I forgot it. So here's my cheat sheet. And I'm glad I got up onto the tail thingy. I have the bunny somewhere in a box, so I'm gonna take it out and try to assemble it on the thingy. And then I have all those green pieces, and some go up here too. I have those muddy brown ones, green brown ones in there too. And I think I'd take those over there again and start on those. And yeah, it is the first time I sorted all the puzzle pieces by color, and now I have some in this box and in other boxes. So that's still the same problem in the end, that I have so many boxes and now I don't know what is where. So I'm a bit annoyed. That's why I try to put as much as I can on the table. And again, my parents and my sisters might also be coming on Saturday. So I want to have kind of an even plane here. Because I put the tablecloth over it, and when they put their mugs and stuff, I don't want them to wobble and fall for them and for my puzzle. And yeah, but I'm not getting that far, so I just have to deal with that or cancel, because I'm a bit on the sickish side. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm trying to work on those pieces. I think I also put stuff in here which I thought would belong to the deer, to Bambi, but it's all messed up, so I don't know what is where. I think this is skunk stuff, and that one too, and some rabbit there too. And yeah, I'm not having the overview, which annoys me. It is now 4 in the afternoon, and I'm happy or surprised that I could cook something. So I got rice here with small peas, which I cooked together. And then I put it in the sieve. I take the flour sieve to drain the water. And here is some cocoa milk with, I still had a bell pepper for about 3 weeks. And a kohlrabi, which is not a turnip, but similar, I think. And I started cooking it with bouillon. And then I added the coconut milk, and I just wait a bit longer. And I read up on the bell pepper a few years ago that when those get old, they even get more vitamins in there, if that's possible at all. And I need to try if they're through. Yeah, and I added a red curry paste, which I have from Migros. I like that. This is a recipe I learned from Jacqueline, whom I went with to, well, that's a sentence, to HFH, Hochschule für Heilpädagogik, the higher school for healing pedagogik. Pedagogik is to teach stuff. And I had to go there for the psychomotricity therapy thingy. Also, those who work with speech therapy, they make their thingy there. And also we have those Heilpädagogen, which are helping the teachers to take care of kids with special needs, or just to get a bit closer for some or something. Yeah. And she taught me how to do that with chicken. I do it without chicken, just with the red curry paste and the coconut milk. And when I have a new recipe or something, I have that from others, because from my home I didn't get a lot of recipes or something. Even though we cooked a lot, we ate basically noodles every day and salad and sometimes some wieners. And that's it. That's what we had 5 days out of 7 or something. And breakfast and dinner was always just bread with butter and jam. And yeah. So it's also funny that another friend of mine, sometimes they had minced beef with, not mac and cheese, but that form of noodles. And that was their poor meal day when they were out of everything. And then they made that. And for us, that would be a fancy dinner or fancy food, fancy lunch. Yeah. So all the recipes I have that are special, I just picked up by watching others. Also, the other friend I just told you about, Miriam, we went to New Zealand for half a year, and there I learned some other stuff with cooking with mushrooms and cream or what's it called? Sour cream. And yeah, just different things. Because my repertoire is basically noodles, spaghetti, washing salad, making salad dressing. I also know how to bake, but that's a different shoe. And what else? Once or twice, maybe we did make some spätzle. I think I have a video about that, Swiss food something, with those eggs and that contraption to make those. It's also kind of noodly, yeah. And yeah, that's just what I think of sometimes when I make this Thai curry, which I like. And what I still love about being moved out from home is when I make French fries or something, which we sometimes had, just very rarely, French fries or omelets. And now that I'm by myself, I have enough, because at home you always wanted more than there was. And we always got a portion, and then we had to eat salad, and then we could have another portion of the good stuff. But it was never enough French fries, and that's still, I don't get over that. I can make a whole thingy and just eat them all myself. Fish sticks and potatoes, yes, sure, we had that too. It's just majorly pasta, which I love. That's fine. Just sometimes I can paint a sad picture about my family, but I didn't suffer under it. Just I get annoyed sometimes also when I was still living at home, and then I heard a lot about that hotel mama, and that was not the case in our home. So even as kids, we cleaned the house. Mom did the shopping. I said that before, I think. Mom did the shopping, but we did the unpacking and putting everything aside, which is all right. We also hung the laundry, and always did it wrong. She put it in the laundry machine, and we hung it. And also folded it, and we cleaned the house. I said that already. We cooked, and even as kids, I remember with 7 years old, on Saturdays we had to clean the house. Well, not the whole house, just we had a few levels. I think the main level downstairs we did, and then we were allowed to watch the Disney Club, and that was the only thing we were allowed to watch. Otherwise, the TV was not on. And then for quite some time we did not have a TV, also because my parents could not watch it, and so they rather had none than trying to not watch it and then failing or something. And also sometimes when we secretly watched the TV once we had one again. Also at some point we had it in the basement and got it up once a year for the Mickey Mouse Christmas movie on the video cassette. Yeah. And other times when we watched secretly and Dad noticed, he got very angry, and he smashed some plates at some point or threw the cord out of the window. Yeah, so that's that. It's not bad. For us, it was normal anyway. I get angry when I hear others and how spoiled they are and how they assume you're right too. And I don't like that. Yeah, so. I know my mom was better at some point when I was I wanted to become a teacher first, and I was at that school in Zurich, and she called me and asked me what I wanted for dinner. I think it was French fries. That was weird that happened. Yeah, and also she's not a bad mom or something. She was clinically depressed and couldn't do it, and that's just how that is. So here it is. It is a bit too runny because I put the bouillon in, and I will just add a little grated cheese, make it Swiss style, and also then it's not as runny anymore. And gute miteinander. And I think nowadays Maur are raised a bit more spoiled, because back, what do I want to say with that? I don't know, I remember that when I was 7 in school, we had to write something about the weekend, or we had this newspaper that came out. And there's another one who wrote about they had to clean the flat, and that wasn't good. And I kind of assumed that not many others had to do that. But I'm not sure. But it is likely. They had 3 boys, we had 3 girls. Also, my parents did. And my dad always got the sympathy from everybody because he was living with 4 women, which is a bit rude. Also, we often sided with him, so we weren't against that. It's my mom who was a bit off sometimes. So that was wrong. And good.
Oder? 24 plus 6.
Wow, super.
Ja.
Mit diesen Steinchen da.
Habe ich zugelassen?
Ja, machst du es jetzt immer gerade auf die Seite?
Ja, gerne.
Das
Ich
wird
schaue
falsch
onyx. Ja. Hier ne pas plus.
Aha. Bring nicht alles so weiß Ding.
Ja, es sind nur die, oder? Und die.
Yeah. Today's Friday the 11th. No, not true. The 10th, and it's evening. I cleaned the bathroom sink, the toilet sink, a little bit in the kitchen. Very happy about that. I think that's it. But it's very good. And I crocheted Charlie this morning. So this is Charlie. I showed you the Wallabies crochet sets from Aldi, and I'm very happy how he turned out, and I will sell him for 15 bucks. And I made the head longer, so it is on the ground. Also, I attached it a bit further down so it doesn't tip over. And it's quite cute. And all I have to do for tomorrow is get the table ready. And then my parents can come over again for coffee. Tanya is most likely not coming. She might come later on again. And I am looking forward to play Rumi Cube with her again. It's very new that we play that together. It was twice yesterday and one time before that. And Martina looks spontaneously, so I'll see if she comes or not. And yeah, that is that for this vlog. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.